Hey, it's Ross Payton with Roleplaying Public Radio. We're playing Blades in the Dark, The Blind Eyes, episode 18. In the last episode, Yojimbo's Law. The longer an RPG campaign continues, the more likely it becomes the plot of Yojimbo. We obviously hit that with
the universe is beautiful.
Yeah, it's like the golden ratio, basically.
The arc of history bends towards justice and Yojimbo.
I mean, you already said justice. You said Yojimbo. They're basically the same thing.
But I repeat myself.
Exactly. Flake convinced the Silver Nails through necromancy, body snatching, and good old-fashioned lying that the Skurlock is trying to kill them. And so Tuhan has convinced the Silver Nails to to begin their preparations for war. Obviously, as mercenaries who operate outside the city, they can't just instantly go to war. They will have to figure out an attack plan. But they are definitely equipped to fight, weird shit like Lord Skurlock. Salvage, you were on antiquing, weird artificing.
What?
Wild antiquing bender.
All antiquing.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my guess. What were you doing? You lost all your stress. So, okay. Yeah.
Actually, that is going to be doing something because whole antiquing is a very nice thing. You have to go through ghost picking procedurals to make sure that you get one that, vintage spiritual energy for something right now.
Oh, you know what?
Maybe that is not going to play itself.
Maybe it's haunted mudlarking, where you're just dredging the river and seeing what haunted things you can find.
We're
going back to that.
Yeah.
old whole road show.
Yeah. So either way, you feel a lot better as you kind of forgot about your worries for a while, and you came back, and it's like, oh, okay, we're starting a war between all these violent factions that will definitely fight in the city. And
we also killed Mousy without being identified.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did assassinate
and planted the silver nail given to us by the Silver Nails in his head to frame them for the murder.
Mm-hmm.
As we ever want to do.
That should not have worked.
Yeah,
it definitely did though.
So, and how's the unnamed prisoner doing?
Audra is dealing with the forgotten prisoner. And so we will put that aside for now because
Magic Lady is with Magic Lady.
Basically, yes. So they are unraveling. I will. Are you more concerned? Let me ask you in general. Are you more concerned with figuring out what the forgotten prisoner can do to figure out what the prisoner is going to do to the nest of demons, or how to unlock the seals of the nest of demons so you can get access to him?
I personally would be more interested in seeing what she can do, mainly so we have that ready when we do unlock it.
Okay, all right. It seems from what Audra has indicated that the forgotten prisoner has mentioned that the nature of demons didn't used to be demons. Before the cataclysm, they were other beings. And Audra believes that they can be caused to remember what they were like before the cataclysm and thus revert to their true or natural forms. So that would obviously, they were helpful supernatural beings. They were good in for lack of a better term. They were not, demons. So, perhaps that sounds better than a bunch of demons destroying the city. Just
go to Greek gods where they're kind of screwing people over, but
she doesn't know much about the nature of these demons. Apparently there were a lot of different types of supernatural beings back then, and so it depends on the actual which individual demons are trapped in that nest.
Okay.
But it's perhaps, obviously, that would be diffusing them. They would no longer be a threat to the city now or ever if they are no longer demons. So that would at least that would definitely save the city.
Okay.
If she could do that. But what else they could do, who knows? Yeah. So that I will give you that much plot. Exposition.
So where are we at? What are we doing?
So you wanted to have a meeting with Skurlock, it sounded like.
Oh no.
Okay.
We left a story written in Mousie's crime scene. That's the story he's going to get from us.
Okay.
We need to meet with the lady working with Inkblood and the Leviathan hunters.
Okay.
That's the person we need to lie to.
Okay,
Right.
yeah. You can
say Skurlock's
and
exposing
steal
himself.
the ghost printing press or whatever it is.
the Soul Engine.
Yeah.
So
where are we going to meet to talk about that?
That's a good question. Where do you want? Actually, we'll say you are going to meet along the docks on a pier. And let's see. I forgot to pull up my blade sheet. There we go. So yeah, it'll be on the docks. An abandoned pier that that is supposed to be like closed up because it's rotting and it's falling apart, but that it is actually in good repair. But the Leviathan hunters use it for special vessels. You've probably used it once or twice before. But it's sort of like secure. There's always hunters, Leviathan hunter guards nearby.
So are we going to go there to talk to them, or are we talking about what we're planning to do there?
The passenger, who is your contact with the Leviathan hunters, definitely wants to talk to you.
Okay.
She's the one the sacred one, the mummified priest who visited a bunch of you in your dreams. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So can we get there early and chat and get on the same page before she gets there?
I mean, you can talk now in your lair, but like once you get there.
Okay, I didn't know where we were at. I didn't know.
Yeah. We're starting the session in the lair. So
okay, we just started talking about a forgotten prisoner, and I had no idea where we were.
Yeah, the forgotten prisoner is the one you broke out of prison.
Okay, so
yeah.
Hello, everyone.
So Vimes
in the lair. I don't know.
Vimes, Salty, and Salvage are all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salvage, where were you?
Oh, after talking to the forgotten prisoner, I just needed a little bit of time to. I took our ghost hole out and decided to do some hole fishing. There's you don't know how much stuff that you can literally troll for at the bottom of the lake. So
good. We have started war while you gone.
Why?
So, well, you see, I hid in sewers and there were 2 rats, and they give me ideas. So the Silver Nails think Skurlock is attacking. This is likely to be true, as we planted the Silver Nail in the forehead of that fuck Mousy who's dead now. So they will be warring and kill. So now we must go to Passenger Lady, tell her that this nail gentleman we frame is very good. We did not know he see us and he identify us. And since we play double agent for you, he think we work for Skurlock for some reason. So they go war. Anyway, Skurlock distracted. You go kill him in back.
Wait, but kill him?
We would be better. We would be better if we were lay low. So because we are identified by the Silver Nail mean and must lay low. So they go fight Skurlock back, and while we did that, we steal Ghost Printing Press, and we become kings of city. Yay!
Okay. Seems like a lot of steps. So
all go well. We've already done this. We did. Mr. Salty did necromancy with me. Wizards.
Wait, why are we doing necromancy?
I was just there. He did it.
but
no,
that doesn't answer my question, though.
Yes.
Why are we doing necromancy?
It was important at time. Not worried about now.
We found a new hobby.
That's not a hobby. that is a job that is turned into a responsibility.
Salvage. He's using colorful language. We made friends with a ghost. We got a hold of some corpse pieces. We let the ghost play puppet master with the corpse pieces. That's all.
I am powerful wizard.
You're right. I was just explaining the method of your wizardry.
Okay. Anyway, you have the cell 3 social administration. So you tell this passenger that we need lay low and she go fight in war, and then we go take thing and become king boss of Shitil.
Okay.
Vimes will do this? Yes?
Oh.
Suits me.
Yeah. We are doing it, friends. Yeah, business ventures.
But okay, just to make sure I had that correct right now, did you say I had to go kill Skurlock? Because that's
No. We do not do anything. They go kill each other like rats in sewer. And we go steal things.
I should have stayed on the boat.
The Leviathan hunters are strong. They're like 5 strong. They'll be fine. We are 2, maybe 3 strong at best.
Look, Salvage, we needed a distraction to steal the ghost 3D printer. So Flake came up with a really, really excellent distraction. And, side benefit, like Flake is a forward thinker like this, never, bird in the hand worth 2 in the bush, or some sort of metaphor. Why not also have the 2 conflicting factions that are trying to both run us kill each other a whole lot as the distraction? See, he's thinking effectively, synergistically even.
And that's fine, at least, too. It's just that the way it was described at first, I wasn't certain about which of us would be part of those moving parts. If this is keeping us safe,
I understand. If things go wrong and they make us, they will still be hurt from fighting each other. That's when I send in dogs.
Okay.
They will be wounded, and I have not fed them in many days. It will be fine. You're safe.
As long as I'm not around the dogs, dear God. Okay, let's just get this started.
It's like time you pretend to be pimp. You were so strong. Do again.
That's not a proud moment for me, Flake.
But we killed man. We killed bad man through your work. Salty, could you imagine us here back in our days when you just hired me off street? How far we have come.
Oh, it's great. We got a eternally what is she immortal?
Audra yells from the back, yes!
There's your answer.
Vampires and demons and we've made it so far.
I was just happy with the ghost ship, but okay.
We started from bottom and now we are here. Yay.
Damn it.
Okay. Plan's ready to go.
Okay.
First thing, lie to passenger.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Go get him, Vimes.
All right, so is Vimes going alone?
I don't know. Is this a heist or is this a thing?
This is just a meeting. Like, I mean, unless she just wants to meet with you and talk. You can make it a score, but I don't know what you're
Vimes,
trying
you
to
just
do.
lie?
Yeah. It's just lying. You're just talking. It's just a scene.
Is that okay?
I would very much like the other talkie man to come with me.
I'll be with you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So Salty and Vimes go. There's a group of a half dozen, Leviathan hunters drinking. Clearly, acting like as though they're just casually hanging out there, but clearly on guard.
Vimes, I forget, are we cool with these people?
Yeah. I mean, we're on decent enough terms with them. They are the ones that know. Like, I think the lay of the land is this: we like them better than Skurlock to the extent that their plan is not blowing up the city, but we don't actually trust their plan all the way through because everyone above us is bastards, right? This is a truism.
Okay.
Do you know what their plan is?
I seem to recall that they wanted to essentially place themselves to rebuild the demon shield or whatever the fuck its name is.
All right. Yeah, that is what they said. Good job. You remembered. So,
But they're
Yeah.
working with the demon to do it, which is not great for the trustworthy aspect of it.
Right.
Yep.
Like even if they are being straightforward about what they're doing, the end goal, I mean, can't possibly be that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You pass the guards and go down to the pier, and there, sitting at the pier, is the passenger. She looks a bit, looks like she hasn't been sleeping well lately, but she is peering
amongst us has.
Yeah, peering out over the water when she hears the two of you coming on the creaky boards of the pier. It is quite desolate out here, as this pier goes far out onto the water. And you notice that there are several buildings and things built up around the shoreline, so blocking line of sight. So, in fact, the guards couldn't see very well. It's very foggy out here. This is this is about as isolated as you can get out in Duskvol, in the middle of Duskvol. So
we gonna die.
Well, if you did, no one would know. So she says, "Well, how goes it? I suppose I should start."
Oh, everything's always interesting. We decided to maybe create a bit of an opportunity for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, so we were sort of feeling the pressure, not from your side, right? More so from Skurlock's side.
Mm-hmm.
His agent, Mousy, was well named, snoopy little person,
Mm-hmm.
sort of getting all up in our business. And we thought, well, since they already, they were having us look for you. But we decided a long time ago we shouldn't give them you. We should give them someone else instead.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, well, specifics are too much. If you want the background, we can talk about that later. Long story short, we killed Mousy. We pinned it on the Silver Nails because reasons. And they're going to most likely start having a dust-up because we also dropped the dime to the Silver Nails that Skurlock was going to try to kill them. Of course, he's only trying to kill them because we told him to, but, whatever. All that to say, I think we've engineered a situation where Skurlock is likely to expose his flank. And, we're obviously not bad enough dudes to have hamburgers with the president.
Mm-hmm.
But someone like you, or more specifically, yourself and your friends, the Leviathan Hunters, like you've got enough wherewithal in the town to maybe make use of that.
Well, that's good that you've misled Skurlock and kept him distracted him from his goal. Obviously, if he gets his goal, it's all over. But we need the soul engine. None of this matters. That's only a delay. Because even if Skurlock dies, it's Satara who's behind it. And Satara, I doubt any of us could lay a hand on. Satara is a very powerful demon.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about the soul engine so much. I mean, it's definitely worth worrying about. But, you, the Leviathan Hunters, you're very good at outside the city things.
Have you not even tried to find out where it is?
Are you familiar with the concept of operational security?
All that matters at this point now is the soul engine. We need the soul engine, and we need it now.
I understand that. So what I am suggesting here is you help, exacerbate this Skurlock situation, because who's the biggest, most dangerous person? Take it as given. I'm telling you something here, but who probably is most likely to try to anticipate your plan? Your, stated enemy. we're creating an opportunity where he's already going to be slightly distracted, but we, as a smaller, more tactical, you might call us, special forces kind of team, we need a lot of distraction. If you can provide that distraction, we can work on the Soul Engine side of things.
So you haven't even started on the Soul Engine?
So that goes back to that concept of operational security I was talking about. I know things about it, but we're talking about, and I can't emphasize this enough.
You need to tell me what you know about the Soul Engine. This is not optional. This is not a request. You don't understand the order here. I've put a lot at risk to give you independence and safety. The Leviathan Hunters and our mutual friend are very unforgiving people. And if you want to enjoy the safety that you currently do in the docks, you need to give me something about the Soul Engine. We need the Soul Engine. Everything hinges on the Soul Engine.
I understand. We are aware of its location.
Good. Where is it?
See, that's the part that we can't do. We've put together this situation where we can get you what you need. We're your contractors. If we're your trusted experts, you need to trust us as your experts.
No.
Okay?
This is not... I can't. We need that. I've had to face Inkblood by myself and swore that you would get them the Soul Engine very soon. If you don't get us the Soul Engine very soon, it's all going to... I don't know what Inkblood is going to do, let alone, or the Leviathan Hunters.
Do you hear the words that I'm saying where you're asking us to get the Soul
He's a
Engine?
distraction. It doesn't matter. He's a freak, but he's powerful. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the Soul Engine. Too much is riding on this. Now, I can probably give you 3 days before they start looking for you. If you don't turn over the Soul Engine or tell us where it is, I can't guarantee your safety anymore.
By the way, Ross, I realize I haven't brought this up ever, but the first ability I ever took in my playbook says that I can always tell when someone's lying to me.
No, she's telling the truth. You realize, their whole point was to get the Soul Engine. Like, it's way more important to them than you had realized.
Okay.
So,
So this is the bottleneck in your plan. It is the point where all the critical paths converge. Your emphaticness, your emphasis, maybe that's a better word, is not lost on me. But I also understand from what you say that Skurlock is a distraction. To you, he's a distraction because you're relatively matched on power level. To us, he's an existential threat. So, if you want our help, if you want the benefits of the work we've done for you so far, we need you to help us, to give us cover from this existential threat while we go take care of the critical part of your mission. Do you understand that, we're actually coming at this from the same angle?
No.
Right?
You don't understand. You're not in a position to make demands. You've given me nothing in which you can give some sort of leverage. You've given me nothing. You just keep making more demands and taking time and not giving anything in return. And I have covered for you more than enough.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're at an impasse. So
3 days.
Without some assurance from you, I don't really have anything to go on. So I've told you the conditions I require, my group requires to move.
Well, it's no longer in my hands anymore. Since you've given me nothing, it'll be up to the Leviathan Hunters and the Inkblood what happens to you. So, good luck. You'll need it.
All right. You know where we're at if you would actually like to achieve your goals instead of throwing your weight around. It's been a joy. We'll talk to you later.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yep.
So we're not cool with them anymore, are we?
Well, it sounds like you have 3 days.
Vimes, as we're walking out, we're not cool. Okay. Seems
yeah. No, I don't think we're cool with them anymore.
All right.
The strange thing is, I don't I mean, I don't actually recall asking for a lot of cover or receiving a lot of help from them. So it's almost like they're asking for something for nothing, which is not the way bargaining works.
You don't work that way.
Well, yeah.
I mean, anyone can stand there and say, I have protected you from all of these things you don't know about. That's a skill that I am familiar with. It's called lying.
Well, you could take whatever inference you want from it. All right. So you head back to the lair. And you can share this information with Flake. And
Can I be out doing something?
Oh yeah. If you want to be doing something, yeah. So Flake, what were you doing while this meeting was going on?
Salvage can come too if he doesn't have a plan of his own. That's something to do. I always want my buddy Salvage to do crimes with.
Okay.
I will be going to my dangerous friend Chael.
Mm-hmm.
First off, can I figure out where this conflict is likely going to take place in terms of like the map of Duskvol?
Between Skurlock and the Silver Nails.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you want to figure that out? Talk to people, survey documents, or
skirmish. Like, where would I fight if I was doing this? I don't know. Probably not.
Well, the thing is, you don't know how they're going to be fighting. Like, that's the main thing. Is there's a lot of different ways they could approach it. I'll give that to you for free. So basically, if you can figure out how each side is going to approach, well, you could probably figure out where they're going to meet. But are the Silver Nails going to take their horses in and lay siege to this house? I mean, they might do that. I mean, that's very risky, but if they can prove Skurlock was a vampire, they would have cover. Mm-hmm. But are they going to be more sneaky, for example? So you need to figure out how they're arming up and that kind of thing.
Would have Skurlock had enough time to start moving and find Mousy?
Yeah, you can make a check to figure that out.
I'd like to prowl. Like I'd like to follow his troop movements, basically.
Yeah, you've identified some of Skurlock's other goons. Other people Mousy has talked to. You have been stalking him for a while, so yeah.
Yes, I have indeed been stalking the shit out of him.
That was literally established.
Yep. Partial.
I mean, Mousy was the linchpin for the sort of go-between as far as you can tell, the one guy that Skurlock talked to a lot, so he's going to know pretty quickly. He undoubtedly knows by now. So, and as soon as he knows that, he is going to start moving. Skurlock is paranoid and violent, and revenge is definitely something Skurlock is highly motivated to do. So he's undoubtedly activated people and took over for Mousy, because he would keep close tabs on Mousy and know what, so Skurlock can step in and do Mousy's job and activate forces. So he's probably doing that right now, but he does obviously have a lot of underground tunnels and secret routes through the city. So like the one he used to talk to you in that wine cellar.
Yeah, so I don't know where he's going to pop up at.
Yeah, but he has definitely mobilized his people. Actually, you've noticed all the usual Skurlock minions that you would see on the streets, patrolling, keeping an eye on things. They've all gone to ground. So
okay. All right, I will go to Chael then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he's working at now, but
we'll say Chael. Did you say why he was your dangerous friend?
Yeah, he educated me as a mentor when I was working in the brothel as a bouncer.
Okay. Actually, he is teaching people medical anatomy. He's actually one of Amelia the Resurrectionist's customers. So,
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
The vicious thug.
Yeah. Well, he's picked up some tricks, like on how to cut people up. I mean, think about what medical technology science was like back in.
So he's getting like a nursing degree.
No, he's like showing people how to cut and stab people with using corpses.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's.
I guess I'll go to his show.
Yeah, No, it's like it's a definitely a class for assassins. So yeah, he is teaching people how to slit throats and stuff like that using medical medical quote unquote, just cadavers.
If only we had these classes when I was child. Ugh.
Yeah, no,
Been king of the streets.
I ran into Amelia the other day, and we got to talking over drinks, and we came up with this idea. She mentioned running into you not too long ago.
Is a brilliant curriculum. What you are doing here, the children are our future. I've always said this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm older. I can't go around run the streets as much, so I'm trying to get more. Adjust my teaching methods, but
would you maybe come out retirement for a certain amount of money?
I suppose.
What if friend had tip? Would you owe friend for this amount of money you make?
It depends on what the tip was, and depends, I would need some payment up front for dangerous work.
We're not talking in front of people, but
okay. Well,
anyway, you come here.
All right.
So are we private?
Yeah. We'll say he's in his classroom, which is a warehouse he's converted, but there's a couple of corpses, one on a meat hook, one on a table. But other than the corpses, it's just you two.
So I think maybe you won't make rich friend soon, and you tell them that there perhaps may be big war coming Duskvol, and that you know best how to protect them with your class, and you will do so for high amount of fee. Because you would look like some sort of prophecy wizard man to these people after making these claims, and they pay whatever you want.
Okay. I mean, if I tell somebody, I mean that's only a matter. They're going to start gossiping to everybody else.
Oh, it's going to happen very soon. I feel is a time sensitive event, is what's saying.
Yeah,
rumor will spread, but I think fire will spread faster.
I see. So you should is this a friend you wanted in particular for me to advise, or should I just...
No, you're my friend. I want you to be paid very well.
Okay, so...
And remember who look after you in such trying financial times.
Where should, did you have a place that you thought would be particularly safe?
Find the rich who build up. You won't be off ground level.
Okay. Well,
stone be best construction, but tunnels you'll be avoid tunnels and ground floors. This is my pro tip.
All right, your professional's tip. I see.
Yes.
I certainly appreciate the tip off. I will definitely. I can advise a few people. Hole up somewhere in White Crown.
But you remember who do you make this big rich, right?
I will certainly
remember this? Because things in town about to be pretty crazy for a while, I think. About to be pretty fun time.
All right. I appreciate it. I will... I know a few people who would appreciate this advice, so I will take it to them. And and I trust you not to embarrass me, but... things have been uneasy in the last day. It's something in the air.
Yes, I think you end class early. Go make work.
Yeah.
I do this quickly.
He sticks a knife in the meat hook body. It's like, no, class is out. So, all right, yeah. He owes you a favor. Since you advised.
I will walk out to the classroom. School is for losers. I never go. Look at me. Then I will kick the doors open and leave the classroom. Yeah.
All right. So Salvage, did you want to do something while Vimes and Salty were having their meeting?
I'm trying to think there, and sorry, I lost my connection side kind of briefly, so I missed out on a bit of that. So I'm trying to think anything else that we would be able to do to help the situation.
Well, it seems that the Leviathan Hunters really fucking want that soul engine. They don't give a shit about your plans. because they're acting on, well, that's how they're reacting. So, yeah.
Okay. So, well, and because
Ooh, give us a ghost.
The
Get
ghost
us a
boy.
ghost.
Are you talking about that ghost boy you orphaned, or the?
I don't know. Just trap a ghost. It's always good to have one. They're useful. What if you need to animate something? What if you need to send a message? Just get a ghost. It's always a good idea to have a spare ghost.
That's, battery conversions are pretty are kind of problematic as well, so we can do that. Or, I'm trying to think if there's any other information because we were and I apologize, it's been I know a couple weeks, but we were working directly with Leviathan Hunters to try to take the Soul Engine, correct?
Yeah, they're the ones who told you about it. They told you to get it because they said that they would use it to reseal, to create new seals for the demon nest, so that Skurlock could not open it.
Okay.
So Tara, the demon, who is the patron of Skurlock, could not open it.
Okay. So yeah, we could get at least another one. Another soul possibly to be able to have at least a backup battery for anything else that we use. I'm trying to think of a way that we might be able to send them off the trail. Basically,
which faction?
The Leviathan Hunters. So basically, create a false flag for them to wander off to give us time to grab the Soul Engine.
Well, the Soul Engine is the size of a train engine, remember? And it's in the building. It's in the crow's nest in Crowsfoot. And so the Leviathan Hunters don't know where that is. And they operate in the docks, which is not Crow's foot. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that because they don't know. You know and they don't. So you could create new defenses for your lair because maybe a violent, much more powerful faction is going to start some shit with you.
That could actually be a...
Yeah.
Can we circle up and all discuss for a moment?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so given what we know now, what are people's opinions? Do we have T-minus 3 days? Do we just suffer the slings and arrows? Do we false flag them to a different location, try to figure out when they're going to move and move at the same time? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Everyone.
So, to me right now, creating a situation where they would be off in a further off area where they think the Soul Engine could be would be a better idea in my mind. So at least giving us enough time to be able to move that out. Because base defenses, I think, could be a good idea, but if they're not aware of it, and we already have it in tow, it won't really matter nearly as much.
So you're saying...
Yeah. I think defenses are sort of a lost cause. Like, they're 2 ranks above us. They can,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can
our existence is based on our utility to them.
So it just depends, like what information can we feed, or what clues can we leave in an area farther away from the crow's nest?
Out of character, my thought, and expressing this in character, however it makes the most sense, is essentially our heist for right now is planting the information and giving the visibility to us, scouting a place to make it look like we're confirming that the Soul Engine is a place. We feed them that place, ascertain when they're going to move on that place, and that's when we move on to Crow's Nest.
Mm-hmm.
You could also, you have another idea for a score, which is to spy on the Leviathan Hunters and to find out what they know and what their real plans are. So,
I figure that's a much easier question to ask when it's like, hey, you have revealed to us that this is the linchpin of your plan. It'd be a shame if anything happened to it.
Yep.
Because
agreed.
You have Salvage. And Salvage, you're great at building things, but do you know what you're even better at?
What do you presume that would be?
Especially you and, if we had your smarts and Flake's chimney paws. Tearing shit up.
Yep. So insert the plan that we are trying to fuck them. Basically confirm that, but in doing so, reveal the supposed location of the soul seal.
Yeah, false
Soul
flagging.
engine.
They moved on the soul seal, then
Engine.
we hit the actual, the soul engine, and then we hit the actual soul engine at Crow's Nest and stash it away for future negotiation.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably going to be nigh immediate negotiation,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
I guess that is technically in the future.
Salty, does that work with you?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, so the plan is to basically trick them into thinking the soul engine is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then doing another heist as they're doing the heist on the fake place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Although an idea that I could have, and since we're, like I said, T-minus 3 days till in game time till this occurs, excuse me, I could see if we can rig up maybe an alert system utilizing Ghost, basically like a Ghost beacon to let us know when exactly they're hitting it, so we could time ours perfectly.
I mean, they're not city people, so I feel like their hit will probably be fairly obvious. Like, if we can tell when Skurlock and the Silvernails are massing, right? Like, it's just it's a question of size, right? Like, it's sort of like, never mind, I'm not going to go there. Like,
Okay.
I guess, Ross, I would put that to like general knowledge. Is that a thing that I could say with a level of actual confidence that like the Leviathan hunters are known, and knowing generally, right? Like as a former bluecoat, as someone who organizes operations, like logistics are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a certain degree of obvious if you know what to look for when they start to mass to do this thing. Our advantages in being smaller is agility.
Not well. Actually, what you know is Leviathan hunters are powerful, rich enough, and well connected enough because they have connections to the rest of the world through their ships that they could bring in outside experts. They could bring in mercenaries. I mean, they hired you guys as contractors too, so they don't have to necessarily use their own people for it.
Fair.
So they might hire another crew to come after you. So you could be facing anyone.
I don't. It's not about what they're doing to us.
Yeah. Also to get the soul engine. So it's not necessarily you're going to see a bunch of guys with harpoons come grab the soul engine. They could be another criminal crew for the soul engine. But so they're a tier 5 organization. They run the city to a degree. So like they have very clever people working for them that will know how to do the approach that they think is most likely to succeed. So they're not necessarily just going to roll up in force just because the majority of their members are, blue collar, workers. So, yeah, they're an institution. They have deep roots and powerful allies. Also, they have a demon on their side too. So who the fuck knows what Inkblood is going to help them with?
Okay. I mean, well.
But the thing is, the soul engine is big. Physically big. If you set up a fake, it also has to be big. They probably know what it generally... They're going to know... You can't make it look like a tiny music box and say, "Oh, this is the."
Well, we're smugglers. I mean,
right. Well,
that's literally what we do.
Side of the coin.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you make a big fake, you're gonna know when somebody messes with it because it's fucking big.
Yes.
So if you make a good fake, which Salvage can do, given time and materials and blah blah and good skill rolls, you can make it pretty obvious. You could even rig like, hey, have a fucking flare alarm on it. It shoots up a flare when somebody trips a wire.
So is the plan then to make? So is the plan then that you're suggesting is that we go into the crow's nest and do the heist, but do it so quietly that we remove the soul engine undetected and put a fake in there? Then we reveal then we reveal to them that they go get it and they get the fake, but we've already taken the real one.
I mean, the Soul Engine could build a fake Soul Engine. That's literally one of the things it could do.
That's a good idea to put in her pocket for the next stage, right? No, the idea is okay. So the reason that I am asking for the false flag location to be a heist rather than just a matter of gathering information of what would be a reasonable place to send them is because I want to cover all these contingencies at heist scale. So cover things like, what is a place that is big enough that we can get in there because we're PCs, but like anybody else our size would have a hard time getting at. Maybe part of it is getting information about the objective of the heist is to false flag them. So it's not just a matter of like getting in there, right? It wouldn't be hard for us to pick a place, get in and get out. But to pick a place, get in, get out, it'd be big enough that they have to reach just the tiniest bit in an obvious sort of way. And like the idea is to set them up so we know the timing. So while they are relatively distracted, obviously perfect distraction is impossible, but like there's also the chance of them moving at this point. It seems like they're going to have to move at least in the midst of the Silvernail Skurlock conflict. So is there enough flak to put their radar off?
Yeah, certainly if the right now it seems both Silvernails and Skurlock are in the prepping for war phase of things. They're both probably, building up resources, safe houses, and scouting each other out to try and figure out where to hit. So it hasn't gone hot yet. But if you stir the pot or something, then that's just going to make things harder for everybody in the city to do anything, including the Leviathan hunters trying to find the Soul Engine. So there's that.
The other nice part is we don't have to go quiet when we're doing the false flag side. In fact, we very much don't want to. Like we want to be obvious, so they've already got word back, and it looks like we're acting in good faith when we come back and say, yeah, it's here. Parenthetically, the quiet part is the place you very obviously saw us hit.
Yeah, you could do a fake, false flag heist. Geographically, you probably want to put it away from Crowsfoot, so somewhere like Night Market or Dunslow.
I figure those are all the details that are why is this a heist?
But basically, you can create a really good honeypot, I guess, for lack of a better term, that would distract them and keep them focused. And if you got like some sort of hull or something like that was physically large. The thing is, there's any number of ways. So yeah, actually everyone give me some sort of gather information check to figure out what would be something that would distract the Leviathan hunters for a good while.
Well,
put them on a side.
I gotta put a pin. Hold on.
Okay.
So there were so many conjectures and negations and hypotheticals and sub-quantum splits in that planning conversation you guys just had. I've completely lost the plot of what we are even talking about. So
let's do something else.
What is actually going on?
Well, I think the goal is to create a fake Soul Engine to distract the Leviathan hunters.
Okay. And we're planting that somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the idea, because then once you have that distraction and they go after it, then you have time to go get the real Soul Engine.
Okay. Is that the plan?
That is a plan I put forward. I am more than willing to.
That is fine. I just could not keep track of everything that went on there. It was like a fencing match of hypotheticals. All right, so I'm good. Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
And if we want to, would we want to actually have this this false flag booby trapped in any way?
Well, I mean,
I'm sort of focused on the asshole play at this point. Like, I'm fine with it being a space enough that it could, in theory, have the Soul Engine in there, and we leave a post-it note that says, eat a bag of dicks.
Well, because, I mean, a booby trap's just going to get their expendable goons. It's not going to really hurt them. Again, tier 5, they run the city, to a large degree. So, they'll have sufficient numbers of minions. Basic.
It would actually be best if they couldn't figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
So, if it looked real enough that they spent hours fucking toying with it, that would actually be the absolute best thing you could do.
So you know that they know the Soul Engine is big and is a hull of some kind. That's it. They don't know anything else about the details. They don't know its exact dimensions or everything that it can or can't do. You do. So I've given you one option. You go to the Soul Engine, have it build a fake Soul Engine. Or parts of a Soul Engine.
I'm not in favor of that, for what it's worth.
But that's obviously dangerous because the crow's nest is a building and it's built into it. And so that's going to be a whole thing. So there are other options. So Salvage, I'll give you another option for free, which is you do know that you could make a fake hull, basically strapping enough magic, basically taking occult debris, ectoplasm vials, and just basically, it's kind of like the mystical equivalent of a dirty bomb. And you set it somewhere, and it's going to set off a real strong aura, and it's going to really look weird. And then all you have to do is spread word, or all of you make sure you get seen by Leviathan Hunter spies and people, or have, people dressed up like you, go into that area, go in and out of that area. And then that's a fake magical device, and it looks like you guys have been trying to get it to work yourselves. So it looks like you're betraying them. But then they go in there and take it over, and then they're occupied for it. It'll take them probably a week or more to figure out that it's a fake if you do a good job building it. And all you need is just random stuff, and you're just strapping it together and building a good fake. It doesn't actually do anything. It just seems like it'll do something if you can just activate it right. So that's
a luck box.
Yeah. So that's the easiest option, and that will achieve your basic goal of
make a puzzle box, Aaron.
Yeah,
a big ghost run time wasting machine.
Yeah,
like basically a box that turns itself off.
So you want me to make a lament configuration that just wastes your time?
Yeah. So that
the portal it opens up onto is just that we scammed you.
So
the only downside is
where we keep the post-it that says "eat a bag of dick."
Yeah, right. And so the only downside is once you do this plan, they're obviously going to turn on you. So
the hope is though, by the time we'll have
the hope is that we've had a week with a fucking nano machine printer.
To basically become gods at that point and say, well, you no longer matter.
So you have to believe that, and you probably need to move your lair out of the docks, or abandon it for the time being, because oh shit, things are going to get bad. So you do have a boat.
Yeah, Burke isn't with us, and I know he's got the crew sheet, but I am fairly certain, something we're pretty close to do is the advance that could, in theory, put us on a mobile base. I just want to raise that possibility. I'll look up the details.
Yeah. So that's an option. So that's the basic version of the scam, right? Is those are two things you could do. Now, if you want to add more benefits, make it look like you've been killed and someone else, so they're not looking for you and someone else has taken over for you or something like that. You can make it more elaborate if you want, but that's the simple plan. That's the simple version, and that'll achieve the goal you're trying to achieve. So.
My sort of quasi angle on it is that, hey, if they see us breaking into somewhere and the next day they get word from us that, oh yeah, it's here, it just looks like I was fucking bluffing. I said I knew where it was, but I wouldn't tell them why. That could either be a power play, or it could be because I was lying.
Yeah, so they're obviously going to keep, even though they said they give you 3 days, they're obviously spying on you now. They're trying to spy on you. They probably don't have anyone right now on you, but they're probably going to start looking for you. So yeah, you can lead them to wherever you want. That's pretty easy to do. So.
Right. So the heist is essentially preparing the place we want to lead them to.
That's that. I mean, that is how it looks to me. So if Salty or someone else has a different idea, that's fine. But
Salty's out.
Okay.
Salty left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the basic thing is then, let's do that as the score. So this is obviously deception.
And I think we've got the method.
Yeah, so
you're only going to get
2d6 because they're a much higher organization than you. But so your first roll is going to be a risky. So I guess the you already decided the method of deception. But the question,
Can we actually? I know we've already done sort of a round of things, but can we ask around about the Leviathan Hunters? What are their known qualities as an organization? Specifically, what is their weak point?
I would say that could be that this will be the first roll, so that'll be a risky roll, but this will be a gather information check. So yeah.
See, I was angling for an extra die. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target? Or
nope, I already made the engagement roll. They're higher, and they're definitely not. This is not going off one of their weaknesses.
All right.
So
I just wanted to know it for sure, Ross.
All right, no, that's fair. But you can get weaknesses about them, like ways to help to trick them.
We'll see how the overall thing goes.
Okay.
Actually, that might be pretty important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, I would be interested in doing this. And is this sort of against just sort of a general time clock? Like that's sort of my vision of it is we know we have a deadline, and it's really mostly about gathering information.
Mm-hmm.
So we know it.
I mean, you can always do a flashback. Say, of course, you knew that this was happening, so you'd already gathered this information before that meeting.
Right.
I would say that would be a 1 point flashback, or you could just roll it now as part of the as risky. If you flash back, then it's controlled risk. But if you don't want to spend the stress, then it's risky.
All right, so I am going to go out and consort. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
About what are places essentially I'm looking for a Goldilocks spot. What would be a bit of a reach for us to get into?
Mm-hmm.
I want to shrink the available pool of people who could run this op for them by choosing the place correctly.
Okay. What kind of people do you want them to have to use? Or is it just a limited pool? You don't care who they are as long as there can't be that many of them?
Well, I'm thinking mostly I want to cut down on small crew size, right? I want it to have to be a bigger org.
Okay.
Because the more moving pieces there are on that side, the easier it is for us to tell when they've moved.
Okay.
Yep, I guess that's a partial on a 4?
Yeah, partial. I'll say that's limited information, limited effect. Let's say for big, there's only really 2 places you can go for really big crew sizes. One would be the Lost District, because you need a lot of people for security, because that place is dangerous. The other one is Dunslow, because it's a prison camp, and you need a lot of people to deal with security. Yeah.
Just thinking structurally about this, can we actually run this as a clock? Essentially accumulate pieces of information towards the place we ought to do this?
Okay. Sure. I'll give you 1 out of 6 then.
Okay.
But if you want if you want them to have to bring a lot of people, which I think is your question, you'd have to set it in the Lost District or Dunslow. Because they need a basic army to really deal with all the complications at either place. So
now someone like Salvage could start asking around about places in either of those 2 places that would be big enough to, put a large hole together and run it from. Crazy Salvage type things. Just a thought.
So, where can I get a warehouse to put a roughly, that's 50-foot, that's train car of ghostly energy.
How big is this?
Well, they don't know the exact size, so your fake one just has to be big. I didn't say how big it has to be. If you want to make it if you also want to make it agent size, yeah.
Yeah, why would we do something that large? Salvage. We're on a clock here, man.
Go big or go home. So, yeah, honestly, if we needed to, I probably could, honestly take the dimensions off of the ghost carriage and substitute that instead, is what my thought would be. So something that at least that's like would get their attention if that would work.
Okay.
Okay.
This would be how are you going to figure this information out?
Could I do a tinker roll to basically get the dimensions and specifications down that would possibly get somebody else in? So basically just technobabble details to them.
That's not gonna get you. Like, you're trying to figure out a place to build this thing, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. That's not gonna help you. Like, figure out where to put.
I guess a survey or study check. Although I only have one in that though.
Well, I mean, study would be better. Like, to look at documents.
I'll help you.
All right, and I'll spend some stress to get at least 3 dice on that.
Okay.
Flake would not be helpful. Sorry.
It's okay. So
he's not much for book learning.
Okay. It's okay. We love you anyway.
Yep.
Oh, of course. So 1 second. Thankfully, it worked for me all night long last night. I thought it would be.
Yeah, it does this sometimes. Yep.
All right. I'll just roll in Google. So.
Yeah.
God damn you, Dicebot.
How very dare you only be useful part of the time.
Yeah.
It tried. All right.
I mean, I guess it literally didn't, but...
Okay, I got 2 successes. So just copy them there.
You got 2 sixes?
Oh, sorry, a full success. So, yeah,
Okay.
so 6 and a 5.
Oh, there we go. Well, you got it regardless. So, yeah, if you want a big warehouse in Dunslow, you know of a place in the ghetto that used to be basically a barracks, open air sort of living quarters, but was turned into a workshop to mend clothes and that kind of thing. But it's been abandoned for a while. Something about a couple of murders that happened there. It's too haunted even by city standards. In the Lost District, there's a guild hall. There was a trading hall, very large place, supposed to be partially protected from all the fucking ghosts and shit that normally, ravage the area. But it's pretty far out. It's at the edge of the Lost Districts, like right where the district sort of turns into wasteland. So, those are 2 very large places that you could set up. So you could just rent out the warehouse, the barracks, at, Dunslow, but you'd have to make a trip. It's like half a day marching from your nearest, dock route, for the Lost District one. So,
okay, so it would be along the canal structures where you
it's like half a day's march from the canal.
Okay.
So,
which would be great to send the Leviathan hunters in because they're particularly a maritime crew.
That's true. Yeah. So even though it would take a while, that probably would give us even more time. So
yeah.
Good point.
So either one would have to deal with a lot of complications. But in Dunslow, you'd have people. It's in the ghettos where people actually live, so you'd have to deal with witnesses or that kind of thing, which may be good or bad depending on what you want. Because if the hunters are clever, he's like, "Hey, when did people start messing around with this place?" Oh, just a couple days ago, which might put holes in your story.
Okay, so we have 2 contingencies now. So pretty much move on to build the damn thing and make the call depending on how long it takes to build the damn thing.
Yeah, you need to design it first. The basic thing is I'll count as 1 feature, but like every other major thing it can do, you can make it more difficult for them to solve. I.e., realize it's nothing. Or if you had some other ideas about what you wanted it to do.
You need materials for this thing?
Well, first he has to design it. Yeah. So it depends on how many features he wants. So aside from its basic function is to confuse and confound people as long as possible. So they think that there's something real there, but there's not.
Okay.
So, right now that's a controlled, tinker check to design such a thing. Now you can make it risky or desperate to either make it more confounding or lament configuration. It will actually do something, but you don't know what it's going to do, and it could kill you when you build it. That's desperate.
I'm reckless, so absolutely we're going to be going for
all
that.
Right. Is there anything else you want to tack onto that?
So just I'm trying to think this case because I do have my artificer, but that's also specifically revolving around Sparkcraft. So I could
this
utilize...
would be Sparkcraft, so this will give.
Oh, it is Sparkcraft. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that will actually give me a +1 result level on my roll. Mm-hmm. So anything that I get will absolutely do that. So yeah, I definitely want to let the muses guide me in this one, so we can create something that's ultimately a distraction. I basically want to create the Duskvol version of Dudley Moore's sleigh from Santa Claus the movie. Just why the hell is that up in the sky?
You want it to fly as well?
No. I'm talking about ostentatious and weird, and why the hell does it
flight
look like
is
that?
merely a metaphor.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. Sorry. So
you want it to fly?
Sure, why not?
I mean,
I asked. Up to it and just eject itself into the sky.
Well, that make transporting it a lot easier.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know that would be fun, but
all right. So design it. Give me a desperate tinker check.
Okay, so I am going to
if you only get a partial, it's going to have a real fun side effect you won't know about. You'll kind of have an idea about. If you fail, you won't know. Either way, this is the schematic.
All right.
I will help you.
All right, thank you. I'm definitely putting in my own in there, and I do get a +1 bonus onto that. So if I have a 5, that will automatically go to a 6. So, all right, so that should be 5.
All right.
Yeah, so that'll be 5d6. Mm-hmm.
Oh no! It took a whole minute last time.
You've wrapped up.
Go to the Google.
5d6.
I'm already doing it. So
you've tied it around the pigeon's leg. You fed it some crickets. It's time for it to go on its flight.
Yeah, it's doing it on the other server too.
Yep. Okay. So, 1 second.
Paste in that beautiful bean footage.
So I do have a question. With I got a 6 and a 5. So would that 5 go to a 6 with my artificer?
No, I think that's only 2 natural 6s. But I mean, a 6 is the full success. So
yeah, full success. So
all right. So because you're desperate,
we have
mark your XP.
You have built it so that the additional effect is that it is going to anyone who tries to solve it is at risk of being possessed.
Yes,
you have to trap a ghost. You could just open it up to suck in ambient spiritual energy, and any ghost in the area can jump in and then just jump in, and it'll open up an energy vortex at its center. And when anyone looks at it, they'll be possessed by whatever spirit is nearby. So it's just like sucking in ghosts and spitting them out into people.
So we've made a giant version of the trap from Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Yeah, except it goes into people instead of a holding unit, whatever they called it.
Although I do want a version, whenever our Duskvol version of Pinhead to come out, it's like, you solved the puzzle, we are a distraction.
Yeah. Looks like you would have succeeded as well.
Yeah.
So...
Suck a dick, dumb shits.
Yep. All right. To build that, you have... let's see. You will need, obviously, at least one ghost to sort of be the engine that sparks that. So you have to get a ghost from somewhere. Now, there's tons in the Lost District. But that's obviously very dangerous because there's a lot of ghosts in the Ghost District, in Lost District.
Wait a minute. Could we possibly repurpose one?
From where?
Do we still have the sump pump from the 2 sessions ago?
No, you didn't take it with you. You left it there for the job.
It's okay. Right. Let's
you remember you had to go. You had to blow up a hole through the wall to get out. I think.
True. So I just didn't know if it would be there, possibly be there till.
Well, you could go back and try and retrieve it. I'm sure the hive has definitely not found it by now.
We could send Stradler and Waldorf there. It's fine.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely won't come back to you possessed.
Flake is our ghost acquisition expert.
Yeah, you go murder some dude and get his ghosts.
I try to do it without murder this time if we can.
Find an ambient ghost, one that's escaped and has lived.
Hey, wait! Didn't the little boy ghost said I had to get him a body?
He wanted revenge on one of the Silver Nails, and then after you introduced him to that group of Silver Nails, he kind of vanished.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
it was a good idea.
So, yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. But yeah, so you need to get a ghost. I would say you can use the materials that you have. They're kind of, how much coin do you have on you?
I know that I only have 1 coin left right now,
okay.
Although if we could pull from the coffers.
I have 3 in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can give up money as well.
I think you have.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say for 6 coins you could get materials that won't cause a penalty, like the standard materials you would need for this. So you need 6 coins and a ghost.
All right, and if we're okay with putting everything to there, we can get a good ghost, or at least.
Well, that's the role playing thing. How do you get a ghost? You can murder somebody and suck their ghost right out. You could go ghost hunting and find one of the loose ghosts in Duskvol. They're pretty dangerous usually. Or you could go to Lost District where there's just fucking tons of ghosts just wandering about.
Well, honestly, and I hate to go back towards the more dangerous options again, but the more aggressive that we can get this thing, probably the harder time the nails will have dealing with, or sorry, the Leviathan hunters will have dealing with it.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, if the idea is to confound and confuse them, then angry is dangerous, but it's not hard to understand.
Yeah. So.
I say we just go with a good old-fashioned, ethically sourced 3-range ghost and have Flake take care of it.
Okay. Yeah, Flake is a necromancer now. He can find ghosts.
Okay. Did you get a point of tune?
Yep, I got 1 and a tune, baby. Anybody want to help me out?
I can help you.
Yeah. I'm just going out on the streets with my chimney paws and sniffing for ghosts. So that would give me 2 dice, right?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Can you push yourself for 2 more stress?
Yeah.
Does that give you a 3rd? All right, I'll do that.
Or you could do a devil's bargain.
No, it's just really funny if Flake succeeds at necromancy. It's just very funny to me.
All right.
That he is that much of a Mary Sue. Anyway, I am going to roll my 3 necromancy dice. And I got a partial, 4, 3, and 3. So.
All right. With a 5, this is risky. All right. So you do find a ghost. In the tunnels, actually. It's not too far. There's lots of wandering ghosts in Duskvol, despite the best efforts of the spirit wardens.
Mm-hmm.
And it is of an angry sailor who died unjustly, and his body was fell in one of the canals and was unable to be retrieved by the spirit warden. So he's taken to preying on possessing homeless people, riding their bodies for a while, and just being an angry asshole about it. So he is currently not possessing a body, but he definitely knows that somebody's in the area. So he knows you're in the area. Did anybody follow Flake? Wait, who's assisting Flake? Salvage? Yeah, so Salvage, you're both there. And so, yeah, it's basically, kind of like Ghostbusters. You see the ghost in the library, except it's the sewers, and it's prowling around. It doesn't know exactly where you are. If you could punch it down a bit, you could bottle it, but
Ghost, come here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fucking chav walk up to him.
All right.
Ghost, you come me now.
Oh, you're coming to me?
Yeah. I'm gonna kick that ghost's ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so that's skirmish. Go and punch that ghost.
Hey, I got Ghost Fighter, baby.
Yep. Yeah, you can
Time
use
to
it.
go. Oh, that's too many. Yes, 36623. I will screenshot it if you don't trust me.
I trust you.
Okay.
So yeah, with a 6, you managed to beat it down without without getting injured.
Yeah, double
or-
sixes.
Yeah, double 6. Yeah. Actually went pretty well. Textbook even if there were textbooks on ghost punching.
Ghosts come with me now. You go machine.
Yeah, you bottle them up, salvage, and so you have your ghost for it, an angry drunken sailor.
In many ways, fake ghost machine is like boat of souls. You think so? Yes, salvage. We know think about it.
I finally don't think I have to think about a lot of things. Just to
Bolt
sleep
of
tonight.
souls. I think metaphor is apt. Yes.
Put him in the soul boat till he's sober.
Well, the dinghy already has an occupant.
Morning.
All right.
But yeah, or actually, do we? Trying to think what hulls we have. Because I know we have the boat, the hull.
We
have the location, right?
Well, you have 2 potential locations. I don't know which one you're going to choose.
Okay.
But you have the materials if you spent the 6 coins, so split it up, and now you have a ghost, so you don't need a hull. Like, the ghost is what fuels the thing. So you're building a hull, essentially. It's just a hull designed to confuse people. Big old puzzle cube, essentially. Yeah, it's basically the main configuration, but big. So I
say we use the secret ways and smuggle it to the Lost. That's my vote.
Okay.
Because that's further away.
As long as we're not pinched on time, the Lost District is a better option. We just needed to make sure we had that half day.
Okay. So, the simplest way I see you doing this is loading up all the materials, including your new little ghost trapped in a bottle, and heading out to I would say it'd take you about a day to design it, get the materials for it, and get the ghost. And you have not had much sleep, Salvage. You have had very little sleep. Then you are going to go to the canal in your little boat, and then you have to carry all that shit half a day through the Lost District.
Cool.
Don't forget no. Okay, never mind. Not yet. Go ahead.
So just to give you guys an overview of what you have to do. So now you all have Spirit Bane charms, so you're all safe from possession normally. But obviously, you could run into any number of things out there or other factions. So actually, the question is: do you want to be as stealthy as possible, or do you want the Leviathan Hunters to see you go to the Lost District, or do you want them to discover it afterwards? I
think it would probably be best to be stealthy.
Okay.
Yeah, because then we could say we thought about it and we'll tell you, and we could just get like, hey, it's here. Like, we could just get back in their good graces while we're also planning to fuck them.
Yeah, just have some amount
waste
of
time with it. Yeah,
plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually that would definitely keep them from sending people to try and kidnap you and torture you for
let's be sneaky and let's get back. Let's put a second order consequence on this con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because you have the secret routes, you don't have to make a roll for that. It was more of a choice whether you wanted to be seen or not. You are pretty good at smuggling, it turns out. But the real question is, are you taking any of your minions with you to help carry the shit, or is it just going to be the 3 of you?
Oh, no, it's just me and these guys. Yeah, I don't think we need minions.
Okay.
I think it's just asking for it.
So, like, the other 2 of us and also Salty, like, we're going to use him at least for his ability to carry things.
Okay.
Like, it's going to be really comedic because Flake actually has it, but the rest of us are scare quotes helping.
I'm pack muling. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So before we move out, though, would it be prudent to make a tinker check to see if we might be able to disguise some of this stuff a little bit? So at least,
Well, no one's going to see you if things go according to plan.
No.
Okay.
By the time we take it off the boat, we're going to be in the Lost, and no one's going to be out there to look at it. Yeah, it's
okay.
If you run into people there, it's going to be weird. But there are people out there.
Yeah, but it's Deathland scavengers, and we're cool with them.
Mm-hmm. So,
and probably the nails are probably busy.
Yeah, the nails are busy. In fact, yeah. All right. So the question is, who is going to navigate the city? You know, it's at the other end, but there's different routes you could take through the city to get there, and some are safer than others. And there is a safe, quick route. It's just being able to find it. Like, because again, the landmarks are like worn down buildings, worn off signs, and it's a ruined city and it's dark. It's hard to get around. So who is going to
it. All
right, you're doing it.
Yeah. If somebody wants to help, that'd be
I
great.
will help. I will battery you.
I'm going to roll together Rook's Gambit and a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
To essentially go drinking with the Deathland scavenger and lie to him about my purposes.
Mm-hmm. That's a 0-point flashback because you weren't helping with the creation of the thing, so that makes sense. But yeah, go ahead and spend your stress for Rook's Gambit and go ahead and make a roll for what is it? Consort or sway?
It's sway, but I'm using sway as, I don't know, survey or whatever.
It would be survey normally to navigate, but yeah.
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 Do you ever just stare at the night sky and think, where would I hide a magic factory in a ghost wasteland? I think we've all been there. What do you think, buddy?
No.
Like, yeah.
Well, the Guildhall is actually kind of a landmark, and the Deathland Scavengers certainly know it. They use it as temporary bases every once in a while. Not recently, but they have, because it's, again, sheltered. But they haven't used it recently because scavenging in that part of the Lost District is, well, they've picked it clean. So it should be safe.
Got my success.
Yeah, you did. Good job. It was definitely risky. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. But with a success, you get through. However, everyone is going to have to make a let's see here, an insight resistance check. Because, well, there's spooky shit all around you, and there's ghost lights, whispers, odd sensations. Occasionally you see...
If you have nothing in it, you roll 2 and take the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Now, for this resistance check, it's either you take the stress or you can take a special result, which is not going to be an injury or anything, but just something... Ooh.
Okay. I personally will take the 1 stress.
Okay.
So,
holy shit.
Was I helping with that one, or was it just a Flake?
It's everyone has to make an insight resolve check or resistance check.
I'll take the stress.
How much stress did you get?
Oh, I have to take the worst, right?
Yeah.
So I got a 3.
Okay. You don't want to take the other thing? All right.
Yeah.
It's going to be like possessed, and then the whole plan's going to come apart.
You're not. I said it wouldn't be possessed because you have a spirit brain charm.
Okay, I will take the special then because you're so desperate for it.
Yeah. Damn. And I failed that roll.
Okay. Well, what'd you get? It's a resistance check. 2. Is that the highest roll? You can take 4 stress or you can take the special result.
I'll go and take the special result. So.
Okay. You fucks.
I fear stress.
So the two of you are walking, and then through the ruins with Vimes, and then, you're walking in a city, a proper city. The architectural style seems familiar yet not, and there are people, walking about it, although you can hardly see them. It's very dim, although the people are dim, but the buildings are not. In fact, it is very brightly lit around here. And a old man stops and says, "You two, are you from Duskvol?"
In before this is Carcosa.
In and around.
Oh. Well, and no one has greeted you yet? You seem to be lost.
Oh, just passing through. So.
Oh. Where... I feel it is rude of our city to not to treat our visitors well. Can I escort you anywhere?
I think we're fine. So we have a better lay of the land than we did. But I think that's like we're good though. But it's very kind of you.
Flake's
Seth.
just like nervously turning in circles, like preparing to die. Like,
is your companion all right?
He just gets a bit overwhelmed every once in a while. Try to put a hand on him to stop and let my arm be dragged around.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Back up. Back up. Back away. We go back.
So, but I think we're getting good. So just kind of moving forward.
Salvage, we are in the fairylands.
I had the oddest sensation. I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Well, I wouldn't say so. You look very new to me, sir. But I appreciate at least the familiarity. But we really must be moving forward, trying to push Flake.
Oh yeah, I'm going to sprint away and try and find Vimes. I'm just panically running through the streets now.
Almost fall forward as he moves past it. Like, I'm gonna have to go after him though. Thank you for your time, sir.
But Salvage, do remember to screw in the third panel on your cube.
I actively trip and fall when he says that.
You do that, and you're back in the ruins. Vimes, Flake nearly runs into you.
What? Where's the?
And Salvage is right behind him.
What? Damn it! Are you guys messing around with the powder again? I thought you told me you were clean.
That's not powder. Did you not see that
It's literally called trance powder. It's like your favorite thing. You've got the darts and...
That's not how it works. So that was a hallucination. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that does not what trance powder.
Yeah, for trance powder.
That's not what it
just gonna
does.
Give him an open-handed slap across the face. This is an intervention.
Punch him in the face. That's like, I am not an addict.
That's exactly what an addict would say. Come on, let's get moving.
As you're gathering yourself up, you notice when he slapped you, a card fell out of your coat, Salvage.
Picked it up. What does it say?
It's just a handwritten note. It says, "Remember what I said."
Oh, God.
Do you remember what he said?
So, turning the screws over. Do I remember what he says? So,
yeah, actually you do.
Turn the...
Well...
Fairylands. Taken by the Fae for my powerful wizard skill. But I have escaped. Yes. Escaped the fairylands.
I think we're dealing with something other than the fairylands. That might be memory.
Yes, because I have escaped them.
All right, you escaped, buddy. Come on, let's go.
Did you guys have like a common hallucination? Would you like to talk about it?
Yes, we went fairylands, but I escaped because I am wily.
Okay, good. I'm glad to have the Flake perspective. Salvage, can you tell me what you saw in your bender?
It was a city around here. It was something that was not the ruins. It looked completed. There were people who knew our names.
Was the sun shining?
No.
Do I remember the sun shining?
No, it was night.
Oh, it was night. Although, was it a clear night or rolling?
It was cloudy.
Okay. It looked like a mostly normal night.
Well, okay, here's the next question. Never mind. That we wouldn't know how to know that.
Is will never come up again. He's fine.
We'll never speak of it again.
He's never come up again. It's over. We just move on and do our thing. Yay. He's good.
Just give me just a half a minute, right? It's a day-long trip. We can spare 2 minutes for Salvage here to get fully back in control of himself. You know, he's not quite as physically hardy as you are, Flake. So you
Oh,
talked to someone. Was this person at all familiar to you? You say they knew your name. Did it seem like maybe a certain corpseified friend of ours who's been talking in our dreams?
No.
I don't recognize him. Just he was an old man.
With a
Okay,
big
I mean,
mustache.
what?
He had a big mustache, sorry.
Okay, so he had a really big mustache, but that's no one I recognize or no one I'd be familiar with me.
All right. Well, no way of being sure, but reasonably, I'm willing to assume that your little mind vacation, your trip into the mind palace, didn't make us to the person who could let the Leviathan hunters know what the fuck we're up to. So let's proceed.
it's good. It's so boring. I die out here, become ghost, listening to story. Ugh. Ooh. Go build machine. It's done. It's just fairyland. Ugh.
Yes, I am sure losing that 1 minute of your life to a little talking was just the worst.
It took so long. Ugh. They kick rocks and they run out of rocks kick.
So the three of you continue on. Four of you, sorry, as Salty is there. He's kind of being quiet. But eventually you get to the guild hall. There's a thin layer of sand. You can see it has already been building up. It's a few inches deep in some places, but in others the interior of the hall seems to be mostly clear, but it is piling up outside the walls. As you beyond it, you can only see the wastes. Have any of you been this far out from the city, seen the wastes this clearly?
I thought we went there one session.
No, not at the edge of the Lost District, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we really haven't. We flirted around the edges and went to the one place with Raffaello.
Yeah, Raffaello. That was, closer to the canals. You've never, in this campaign, I don't think you've ever walked more than an hour or two outside of the, away from the canals. But yeah. So, I mean, I just did like a role-playing thing. Like, have you been there or not?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I figured there was a resistance test coming.
No, it's just a role-playing thing. Jeez. But when you go in, the big double doors leading to the guild hall, this was apparently a trading guild where people would come to meet and sell and trade goods. So very large. It seems to be mostly clear of dust, but you do see a light ahead, a single light, like an electroplasm light, like a lantern.
All right. Do they see us or do we see them?
You see the light of the lantern. You don't see a person.
We're outside the light.
Well, you're basically at the double doors, and maybe 100 feet ahead, you see a light. So it's pretty. Okay. It's a single light, so you can't really make out much detail.
All right. Well, I will drop as quietly as I can the mini bags of ghost machine.
Mm-hmm.
I have been hauling with us, and then I will. Once that's dropped at the door, prowl forward and try and sneak up towards it.
Okay.
If I can do that.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead and give me a prowl check. This is controlled.
541.
All right. So you get within 50 feet and you can see the light is basically at the corner. The hall that you're in is basically a four-way intersection, and you're coming at it from the south. And on the east corner, and the light is placed at the southeast corner of it. And along the east wall of the eastern corridor, you can see someone's part of a person, like someone. Well, you can't. It's not like the person's been dismembered. It's like you can't see them. This is as far as you've gotten with a partial. Basically, you see their leg next to the lantern. It looks like the person is resting, up their back up against the wall. You can see their left shoulder a bit, and they might be sleeping.
Clothed or unclothed?
Clothed, wearing
shoes.
Yeah, wearing shoes, pretty well dressed for the environment. It might be a Deathland scavenger. It certainly looks kind of like one. They don't exactly have a uniform, but it could be, it's the kind of clothing you would see someone who lived out here wear. rough hands, is what you can tell. So you can make another check. This would be risky. And if you get a partial, they'll definitely know you're there, but not exactly. They'll know that they'll be alerted to your presence, but not know exactly where you are. There is a bit of debris, a couple of rocks fallen from the ceiling that you can use as cover. But if you get
I'll do the risky check.
Okay.
Can I have a devil's bargain for an extra die?
Devil's bargain, you will step on something that will cut through your shoe and inflict a level 1 harm.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Or you could obviously spend armor or make a resistance check to negate that.
Fuck. 4s. 2, 3, 4, 4.
Okay. So that made some noise stepping on that. So you can take the level 1 harm, spend the armor, or make a...
I will spend the armor.
Okay. But still made some noise. And you see an old man with a big mustache take up a pistol. You can see one of his legs has a bunch of like a bandage wrapped around it. And he's kind of pulling himself up by the side of the wall, so it looks like he's limping. He's like, "Who's there?"
Is me. I am announcing self.
Okay. Come into the light slowly.
I got my hands up. Hello.
Hello. I'm Crow with the Deathland Scavengers.
Oh, they call me Flake. You maybe know of me. We friends with you?
Blind Eyes?
Yes.
Oh. What are you doing out here?
Oh, the business. It takes you strange places. I assume this is why you are here?
Yeah. No, I got lost. I got, chased by something, and I, got hurt, when I was running, and so I'm resting up here. Got plenty of food, and this place is pretty safe.
Oh, thank the sisters we have come. We will take you back.
Oh, okay. Well,
yes, we'll not leave you here, your brother. Yeah, we'll take you back.
Okay.
We'll have little business do, very quiet like, yes. And then once we do that, we take you back and everybody be friends.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, of course.
So you just hang out. We go do business. We come back for you.
Okay. Yes, of course.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Come in, guys.
Oh yeah, that's the. By the way, that is the. That face looks really familiar to you.
Who is this?
It's the
Is
guy
this the Fairyland guy?
It is the fairy. It looks a lot like the Fairyland guy.
Oh.
Nope. Not gonna acknowledge that.
That's why we have Salvage. Like,
Yeah.
Flake has the capacity for denial.
All right.
Salvage,
He does.
Salvage lives in the now.
That's true.
You.
It's true.
All right, so I start moving shit and assembling it according to Salvage's orders.
Well, are you gonna bring them in too? Because you need everyone.
Yeah, I said, come on in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Salvage, yeah, you see the man who told you to, what was it? To fix the thing on to screw in the panel on a cube, the third face.
Does he look like he recognizes me?
Nope. He introduces himself as Crow with the Deathland Scavengers.
Salvage. So, do you do a lot of assembly? A lot of hull design?
Oh yeah, no, I'm one of our spark craft experts.
Oh, it's always good to be in the presence of a fellow crafter.
Oh,
Is that man prevaricating?
He does have the lie sense.
It's
the lie.
He is definitely a tinkerer. If that's what you're trying to figure out.
I can always tell when someone is lying
Yeah.
to me.
He is so far he has not lied to you.
Well, geez. I wonder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to gently probe him about, can you tell me about your last project? We're occasionally looking for subcontractors.
He is very evasive about that.
Well, so
Salvage,
just as
are you going to take me aside and tell me the obvious thing?
so just in a second, but I have I'm going to try something. So when I'm pulling stuff out, I would ask him what would I assume would be a basic question of hull hull design. So are you putting in specific spark resistors first before you implement a ghost directly into the hull matrices, or
Yeah, he seems to know his stuff. Actually, no, roll Tinkerer.
okay. All right, I will try Craig again. Partial success.
Yeah, he seems to know his stuff.
Okay. So at least getting the basics of why. So yeah, at that point, I pull Vimes aside, saying, "Okay, look, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this area is doing. But when Flake and I had our moment away, so he is the one who I saw and gave me some advice about about the whole design.
Okay, that's good to know.
I'm not certain if he is aware of this, if it's the land basically doing something, if I only know so much about ghosts as to use them for literal power sources.
It's all right. I appreciate the information. It might be helpful.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to have to work out something with this guy. Like, if we are indeed taking him back to the scavengers, that would have to be in exchange for not saying anything. So maybe we need to find out if he actually really wants to go back to the scavengers or if something else is going on. So I'll deal with this.
You do that.
Carrying things. It's much heavy. You say you'll help, but you not help so much.
Yeah.
So yes, you
Like
can lift 10 times what I can.
That's what everyone says.
And it's true.
You can carry more than me. So carry everything. Nobody left like I will mutter and carry.
I'll get back to helping with the carrying in, and once that's done,
then make a corpse that can help you carry.
Wow, so salty about the necromancy. Just a little bit of necromancy. Yeah, so Vimes, if you want
say a little bit of necromancy.
Yeah, just a little. What's a little bit of necromancy between friends? So you want to talk to Crow, Vimes?
I do.
Okay.
So we're on good terms with the Deathland Scavengers, right?
Yep.
So that probably means, are we on good enough terms that I would know some sort of, interorganizational countersign?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to ask him, if the drummer played at midnight.
Yes.
Or whatever it would be.
Yeah, the drummer played at midnight, and the violinist was running late.
All right. I'll give him the sign.
Mm-hmm. He answers it, so he does. He knows he is a Deathland Scavenger, or as well informed about them as you are.
All right. Well, no offense meant. I mean, we are sort of out here. I understand it's a natural environment for you. For us, it's a little bit the wilds.
Yeah.
So a person can only be so careful.
Sure, of course.
You realize when we head back, we were out here for a completely different purpose, right?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anybody. He's lying about that.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I mean, you've established yourself as one of the Deathland Scavengers, and that's good. I have no reason to disbelieve that in particular, but we all do crime, right? Like, you guys sort of by definition, like, there's this question of like the inherent violence in the law. Like, should it really be criminal for you guys to be out here doing your thing? And yet it is. At any rate, we all do crime. We're setting up to do crime. We need you to have not seen us out here setting up to do this particular crime. That's the only thing we're really going to ask in exchange for helping you back to your crew.
I won't talk about this. He's telling the truth about that.
Okay. So one other thing. and this is weird, right? Like, I almost hate to ask. It's so weird, but we're out here sort of in the weird zone where all the weird things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I realize this is going to be really easy to just deny if you'd prefer to. But I want to give you this chance, right? So my two friends had a little bit of a moment earlier. You know, people come out here, people who like probably the rookie Deathland scavengers, you know, they tend to have little moments. You know, people when they come out here into the blasted wasteland, it happens. And they told me they spoke to someone who looked a whole lot like you. Care to fill me in about that a little bit?
If you can answer my question.
Well, I don't know what it is yet. So
What are you building in there?
we're building a machine for making things. Things that need to be made out here, outside the wall. You know, it's sort of, yeah, a factory is a place that holds machines for making things. This is just one of those machines. And the things we need to make need to be made out here beyond the wall.
I had a dream where I found a
Dream
machine
about
in this
Vimes.
call, and I hit a button on the third face of the cube, and then my soul went back, and then I was in a city, and then I was here. I don't know. I need to know what you're building in here.
Sorry, my brain just keeps going to the song.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So,
look, okay, you understand that us telling you this opens a new front of exposure to the operation we're trying to run. So I just need you to understand like the risk that's inherent.
I think I need to use the machine when you've built it.
I'll be glad to come back and talk to you in just a moment. Let me talk to my friend over there. Salvage.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Ugh.
Pal. Respected co-conspirator.
Get to the point.
So, this thing you built, so far I really haven't given a wet hot damn about what it did, other than confuse those worthless dickholes, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
I enjoy helping you just for the helping. I really don't often care about what it does, particularly as long as it does generally what our objective is.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of got to change tack with you here for a little bit because our friend Crow over there had a dream that he came out here and there was a machine and he pushed the button on the third panel and it ate his soul into a city or something. So what the fuck have you made?
The only thing, the design specs for this basically were to be, again, just a massive distraction that allows ghosts to basically come around and terrorize other people, as far as I know by the specs. Which in there, that's what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah. That was what we decided on.
That's all I was doing this, but
Okay.
but you mentioned a button on the third panel.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever vision I had of this person over here, pointed to Crow, said that I need to remember to screw that in and start unfolding the plans and everything else. Do I see that in my schematics where I made that?
You actually X that out.
So this year where you've decided not to go that path, can you okay, imagine I'm a small child, or even better, like not even just a small child. Imagine I am a child's toy. You know when small children have baths, those little ducks that they put in there? Imagine that I am one of those one of those rubber ducks. Explain what this button would have done to me like I was one of those rubber ducks.
So would I need an actual tinker check to do this, or is this just a narrative explanation for us?
You would know that it was about keeping the ghost stable, basically, it was a function of time. It was sort of a way you exit out because you realized you didn't need to sort of keep the stasis field on the ghost to change due to fluctuating time variations. That's something that was like, well, that's sort of academic. You don't really need to worry about that. But basically, something, yeah, it was very complicated, but it has to do with temporal distortion and manipulation. And you decided it was unnecessary and would just further complicate things. So you took it out.
So out of character, primer or tenet?
Think primer. Because basically you decided, well, you made the assumption, well, the time field, well, the time is stable here in Duskvol. It's clearly stable in the Lost District as well.
So did Aaron invent a time machine? Is that what you're saying?
You can make a tinker check.
Okay. Did I invent a time machine by accident? Do we have a ghost TARDIS?
But only while you're in the Lost District. Inside the wall, it's just a trap.
Success.
Yeah, a very specific kind of time machine. Looks like it'll send souls back in time. So if somebody gets hypnotized by the thing and they mess with that button, then or if the button isn't there, they will be flung back in time.
Could that affect anything that we're doing now?
Is that a question you have to ask? I feel like it's self-evident.
So
no, because there are so many different theories of time travel at this point.
Salvage, there are too many hex wrench. What I do all hex wrenches?
It's called
many.
Just organize them by size.
They're not. They're all in jumble and bag. What do? Oh.
They were on a key ring. How did that happen?
So
and anyway,
you think perhaps because you made a success, Salvage, you think in your original design, Crow would look at the machine and his soul would be flung back in time and then eventually be reincarnated into Crow, thus putting him in a time loop. If you put in the button, maybe he won't be trapped in a time loop for all eternity.
All right. That seems like a nice thing to do, and the Deathland Scavengers are our friend, and he is a Deathland Scavenger. Therefore, we should do the nice thing for a person who is part of our friends.
So, yeah, in that case, so Bill, just out of character, you're wrong. It was Looper. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you invented a functioning time machine.
I did.
A Deathland Scavenger stumbled onto it in a different timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Reincarnated himself. And he is now compelling you to invent a button so that he doesn't actually ever do it in the first place in this timeline.
Yes.
I generally agree with what you have said with one exception. I feel like you're doing a lot of work with the word functioning.
Okay.
Well, it's an effect right now, so like this is.
Well, don't try and explain this to Flake because I'm confused and Flake has no hope. Yeah.
Okay.
So button or not, he doesn't know what any of this means. He thinks there's just a Deathland Scavenger they're taking back.
Okay.
Back a different way.
Well, I think it would do us well to maybe add this button in so this is completed and this person is not caught in an infinite loop.
I'm glad we're on the same page. How can I help you make that so?
All right, so I need this panel over here. These three buttons basically screws over to Seth for this activation button. Hold
they
this.
descended into Technobabble in C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you finish it. It takes you another day to finish it. So you're at 2.5 days now, because you had to spend half a day walking. So when you get back, your 3 day timeline is going to be just about up.
Is Crow with us?
Yeah, he's with you. His leg is kind of injured.
Oh, he didn't want to press the button?
No, I mean, you just finished building it, so.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hopefully that will come into play when it needs to.
So Crow, you got a bright shiny button here. Is that, you want to press it, or?
I do. He pushes it.
You sure you don't want to drive back?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I'll go back with you. I've got an injured leg. I mean, I feel like I've, yeah,
Well, you just want to press button first.
Should I press the button?
Oh,
I just had a dream that I was compelled to come here, but.
Well, we tend to do a lot of running of our organization on the basis of people telling us things in dreams, and it's turned out so far. So I think he should do it.
Okay, he pushes the button. Nothing seems to happen.
That's the best kind of button.
cool. Let's go.
All right. All right, you need
We're
a
good.
navigation check to get back because you're coming in the opposite direction. So you can use your same Rook's Gambit, but you still have to make a roll there, Vimes.
Yeah, all right.
I can boost you on navigation.
That'd be nifty. All right, now let's say while you're staring up at the sky, you're coming back with a much lighter pack.
Yep.
Does that change things at all?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, sorry, I shut the window down. Got to get back in. Or wait, no, the dice roller was working again.
Yeah. I'll just make a test roll. Yeah, see, it worked.
That should have been 4, but whatever.
Yay.
You should take your dice back, Flake. I didn't use it.
Okay.
Are you just using my roll then?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought that's what you were doing because it was going to take me a second or two to get to the.
Okay. Yeah, I was just doing it as a test roll. Yeah, we'll take that 6. However, as you're heading on the way back, a dust storm kicks up. The 3 of you, the 4 of you, because Salty's there, he's just being very quiet.
Also,
Also, well, that's the thing.
Crow.
As the dust storm hits all of you, you all brace down for a moment, but you hear the howling of an errant ghost somewhere nearby hunting, and when the dust clears as you start moving forward, you realize Crow has been separated from your group.
Damn sand Wendigos.
Sandigos.
So you don't know if Crow purposely dropped back to head back to the guild hall, or if he got scared of the errant ghost and ran away, or if he just got lost. But
Here's back in time.
yeah, you don't know. So you press on, I assume, to the canal.
Yeah, nothing bad can happen.
Yeah, no, we gotta leave. This place is fucked. I don't like it here.
And yeah, you get back. So without a problem. Let's see. So you can send word to the Leviathan Hunters about where it is and it's over here. So that'll probably buy you about a week before they figure it out that it's not what you say it is. But yeah, so yay, you succeeded. You can tell the Deathland Scavengers and they'll give you 2 coins that you found Crow, but he was got separated in the dust storm, and they thank you for that update and they give you a coin. And yeah, we can do downtime. As you completed, you've successfully misled the Leviathan Hunters. Yay! And so yeah, I assume everyone's going to be indulging in vice.
Yes. So
How does that work again? Is it your best or your worst?
I think it's your worst.
Oh, fuck. Or is it resolve? I don't know which one it is.
It's your worst.
Yeah, it's your worst.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have nothing in it, it would be
2d6 and take the lower one.
2d6 and take the lower? Okay. Yeah, I have nothing in insight, so it's not great. Ugh.
Well, you can do it again.
I'm going to have to. Flake is 1 trauma away.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
And he's only good at fighting. Well, I overindulged.
With 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to gain more heat? I would say you didn't really do anything to give yourself heat this time.
We didn't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was.
What the fuck is that about?
So you're at
I don't
3. You go
understand
down
it.
1 heat.
The only thing I violently attacked was a ghost. Yeah.
So you're at with your bonus of removing 1 heat every thing. You're now at 3 heat. So for you, Flake, you can attract trouble. You can brag. You can be lost, or you can have to find a new vice purveyor next time, which takes another downtime.
I'll find a vice purveyor.
Okay.
Because Audra's too busy hanging out with Magic Girl to party with me.
Aw. All right. So next time you have to spend a downtime just to find one, or spend a
so
coin.
the ghost cocaine doesn't taste the same without friends.
All right, Salvage, what about you?
So I got 2 on my downtime, so I didn't spend as much stress, so I'm not as worried. I am going to go a little more training, specifically Resolve, because I realize I know little too much about the physics of ghosts and how they interact with an actual time portal. So I'm going to do that, to basically reading through some of Audra's books on ghost composition and summoning to hopefully get my attune up. So
Okay. And Vimes?
I'm just gonna train some prowess.
All right.
Which is gonna help me.
And I won't roll entanglements this time because you guys got enough entanglements coming up.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah. All right. So in the next session, the Skurlock and the Silver Nails are undoubtedly going to start fighting. And you bought yourself some time, so you're going to go steal that soul engine, it sounds like?
As soon as we know they're moving, we move.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So questions, comments, suggestions. You guys have fun?
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. So
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
especially dealing with the possible alternate past time travel.
Yeah, just don't think about it. It's fine. It's
See,
fine.
now I would have created a literal time trap ghost right now. Everybody who walks into a certain field, just you disappear.
Yeah, definitely create new timelines. Yeah, send a bunch of souls of people into the past. It's definitely a good idea.
So next heist, temporal pincer maneuver.
Yeah, just fuck up the whole universe. All right.
It's already fucked. We're not making it worse. It can't.
We're
be
trying to make it
worse.
better, though. That is the problem.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.